Honey Iced Tea. It's the EAC Show.
Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon.
And I am Marcus Mack, and this is the EAC Show coming to you live from sunny South Florida with episode 62.
Episode 62. Joining us today, we got athlete, artiste, music journalist, and What's the Word Inc. podcast extraordinaire, Nick Warrick, joining us on today's show. Nick, we appreciate you joining Marcus and myself for EAC Show episode 62.
Yo, thanks for having me.
A lot
Appreciate
to talk about in today's sports. Marcus and Nick, we have so much to discuss, and we're just going to get right into it and discuss the $500 million deal being discussed or agreed to terms with Patrick Mahomes, Mr. MVP, Mr. Super Bowl winner, all that good stuff. So, Nick, tell me what you thought when you heard about the $500 million deal that supposedly Patrick Mahomes is going to end up signing, because you and I both know, and Marcus, you know this too, that in the NFL, these are toilet paper contracts. So the only thing that matters is guaranteed money.
Well, I think about it, but Patrick Mahomes is the most valuable player in football by a stretch and a mile.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way anybody deserves to get paid any more than him, and no one deserves to have a longer contract than him. He's the most valuable player in the NFL. He's the NFL MVP. His first starting season, he threw 50 touchdowns. What can you say?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't disagree that it's just due. This is all about timing. They knew that Mahomes had a very cheap deal coming up his fourth year, which was going to pay him like $2 million. His fifth year was going to be astronomical. It was going to be like $24 million. So if you really think about it, he has, $30 million, almost just shy of $30 million coming to him anyway. So his number is going to be that amount in some way, shape, or form. So what the Chiefs just did is they got smart and they say, let's pay him now and not wait till it gets closer to him being a free agent, because we'll have to pay him even more if that's the case. Do you feel that's the case, Nick?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Because each year that salary cap rises because of the NFL's new money they got coming in. So even every year, the best quarterback isn't the highest paid quarterback. It's usually what's available on the market. So you got a guy like Jared Goff that's making excess of 30+ mil a year. He's not nowhere close to Patrick Mahomes or Drew Brees, even though he's serviceable.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't disagree with anything that you just said. Now, Marcus, you came in really hot, and there was a lot of jambalaya going in. Let's get back to you, Marcus. Now, Marcus, please, we're going to discuss it a little bit. We're not sitting there saying that, Cam is – we all know Cam is just literally on a I got to prove everything to everybody.
Right. Yeah, I think everybody has a general understanding of what's going on with Cam Newton's contract. I don't feel like to keep it on Patrick Mahomes, I think that this is a great contract, great opportunity for him. No trades, 10 years. I don't see what's the injury rate for quarterbacks. We don't
Great question.
Happening. We don't see anything really happening to him. It's a 10-year contract, $450 million. I think congratulations. That's the best thing I can say, for real. Congratulations, because that's a really great deal. And he's guaranteed $140 million. In case of an injury, for the extension. So I think him and his team, as far as his agency and everything, they came out on top with this deal.
Yeah, shout out to his agency. They really did a good job. They pimped the hell out of this deal, because this deal looks like it's a $500 million deal. And Nick, you and I are going to talk about this right now. You and I both know this deal is not a $500 million deal.
No, of course not. With the NFL, nothing's guaranteed until everything is guaranteed. And only person I got a fully guaranteed contract was Kirk Cousins 2 seasons ago. And that was maybe a 3-4 year deal. So a 10-year deal and fully guaranteed would have sounded ridiculous as good as Mahomes is. But other than that, no. Yeah.
So basically, Marcus Mack, just to get a little bit of understanding of this contract, it's basically an extension on top of what he already has. So it's a 12-year deal in total that could reach up to $503 million in total if everything is met, which is very, very rare in the NFL. This does not really happen too often. So just to break it down for you, Marcus Mack, so you understand, if he was to get hurt, no matter what, he has $140 million guaranteed money coming to him no matter what. The key question here is when they say guaranteed mechanisms, they're basically using agent talk to sit there and say that he has certain numbers that he can reach in his contract just by playing and just being healthy and just being natural. You understand? Like just going with the flow of things. You know what I mean? This is a deal that's going to take him through his age. I think it's like 34, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 34.
Yeah, I believe he's 24, 25.
Yeah, I think it's 34, 30. I forget exactly
it's
how.
It's good until 2031. So I think he's 25 now.
So 12 years would be 37. Sorry, I was wrong. But anyway, the thing is here, the funny language that they're using is guaranteed mechanisms. The guaranteed mechanisms are kind of, they're like flimsy. It's like, who actually reaches the end of the deal? It's very rare that a lot of players reach the end of their deal. Some of them end up getting cut. They end up getting released or whatever it may be, or you do like different things. So for example, just break it down real quick, Marcus. Usually quarterbacks convert their salaries into signing bonuses to help the team be able to sign other players. Correct, Nick?
That's correct.
So you might have a player making $30 million coming up this year. So on the books, it looks like $30 million. But then you sit there and you go to the quarterback and you say, look, I need you to do me a favor. I'm going to give you a $20 signing bonus, but you're really only going to count $7 million against my cap to help the team out to be able to go sign players, because that money now doesn't sit on our salary cap because we paid you up front. So it's off the books. That's the business side of it, Marcus, that I was trying to explain to you. So when you see Cam taking that little deal, but Cam has the ability to make $7.5 million in incentives, Cam knows he's going to make those incentives as long as he stays healthy. So he's just trying to position himself for next year.
Yeah, and go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, sorry to cut in there, but I was wondering on that Cam deal, if anything incentivized, if he makes any Pro Bowls, if he starts X amount of games, because they have certain incentives on these guys' contracts that allow them to get paid even more. So I'm pretty sure, even though he got like a $7 million deal, that there's certain incentives that could allow him to make more money, even though $7 million is ridiculous for a player of his caliber, which I agree with Marcus.
Marcus, you and I talked about it last episode, if I'm not mistaken. He gets $700,000 for every game that he plays.
For every game that he plays, right? Correct. And then of course, he's going to get paid more if they go to the playoffs. That's a whole nother check that's waiting for him. And I really think I might talk my shit about the excuse me, I know it's Monday. I might talk my sugar honey iced tea about the deal and how I feel about the deal, but I really think that this contract that Cam Newton got into here with the New England Patriots, for one, he's going to the New England Patriots. You understand what I'm saying? He's going under the wing of Bill Belichick and an entire team of players, which they don't play the same game as he does. This quarterback is pretty much the leader of the plays, and they're going to have to pretty much build a chemistry around Cam Newton in his game, because that's not Tom Brady. They don't have the same game. I feel like him coming into this was more or less a situation where he felt like he was left out to dry. You understand what I'm saying? Coming from Carolina, and he's like, okay, I'm going to take this deal and I'm going to show my backside. You understand what I'm saying? And then next year, I can guarantee you, they are going to shoot for the stars for this next contract.
Nick, you weren't here on the last episode, but I explained this to Marcus Mack. Cam Newton is basically telling everybody, here's my left butt cheek and here's my right butt cheek, and all y'all can kiss my ass. That's what basically Cam Newton is saying. He's saying, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove to everybody that I'm still, when I'm healthy, one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yo, we
100%.
100%.
100%.
Something for ass, by the way. We got sugar honey iced tea for shit. We need something for ass, like
the left gluteus and the right gluteus, and together they form the gluteus maximus.
There you go. Well, listen, we're definitely happy for Patrick Mahomes. It's well deserved. It's not like you're overpaying somebody. He definitely deserves the money. And now, you know who's happy after all this is said and done, Marcus and Nick? Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the happiest man on earth. Yeah. He is the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Big shout out to Cam. Shout out to Cameron Dennon, one of the other.
Oh, yeah, without question. Cameron Dennon is probably having a heart attack right now, like seriously, because And we were sitting there talking to Nick not too long ago about how Dak is turning down deals left and right or whatever it may be. Because what you just seen right now in the deal that Mahomes got, that's pretty much what Dak Prescott was searching for in years. Not in years, but in like annual salary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His deal was actually a pretty good deal too, man. And
I mean, he got the 1 year because it's a franchise. It's $31 million, Marcus Mack and Nick. Yeah. But he wanted $45 million annually. He wanted close to that number.
But it was, that's what I'm saying. He still got something close to what he wanted. And then it's a 1 year deal, which gives him more room to breathe once he meets certain quotas, which we talking about exceptional players. These are very exceptional players.
Nick, the next big contract is going to be Deshaun Watson. The Houston Texans are going to have to sign him. They're not stupid. I don't know if they necessarily come as close as Patrick Mahomes because Deshaun hasn't been an MVP and he has not won a Super Bowl and he does not have those astronomical numbers like Patrick Mahomes does. I think it's like 70 touchdowns and 17 interceptions in total, and I think he's thrown for like 9,000 yards or some nonsense like that. Yeah. But Deshaun Watson is going to get paid.
Oh, yeah. And he deservedly so. He's playing behind a real terrible offensive line in Houston, and they traded his best weapon to Arizona, and they replaced him with Brandon Cooks, who was pretty good, but he's not DeAndre Hopkins.
No, he's not. They in my opinion, Nick, I think they made that move in order to have the salary cap in order to pay Deshaun because they knew they couldn't pay Deshaun, and not to mention that. They also came out and said that DeAndre Hopkins asked for a raise. So once he asked for a raise, it was like, nah, we can't do this. It's time for you to go.
But my whole issue with that whole situation is you trade DeAndre Hopkins, who's the top 2, top 3 wide receiver, and you get David Johnson, who hasn't played consistently for the last 2-3 years on a $13 million per year contract, which is pretty exorbitant for a running back. So I don't know what the hell they're doing actually.
It's a money thing. So basically, you get the relief from Hopkins' contract with the years and the money amount, and with the raise that he wanted, and then you bring back Johnson, who's on a shorter deal. Yeah, it's $13 million, which is a lot, but he's on a shorter deal, and you get the relief as time goes on because he comes off the books. So it's almost like you take this, who's longer and more. I'll take that, who's high but shorter, and then I get the financial relief to be able to take care of what I got to take care of. Because at the end of the day, in the NFL, you can't have multiple players making top-tier money, Nick and Marcus. Your quarterback has to be your highest-paid player. That's just the way it goes in the NFL.
I mean, of course, but they could have worked that out, man. They definitely could have worked that out. Look at that money Michael Thomas about to get.
Oh no! I don't disagree with you.
Julio Jones and Matt Ryan's paid.
I don't disagree with you not one bit, but you got to remember that Drew Brees is making $25 million. He's not making $35 million. He's making a lot less, which leaves more room to pay other players. You have to come to those types of terms with teams and quarterbacks to be able to do things to help the team.
Yo, not for nothing, man. You know, with the NFL, it's almost like investing into a car, man. The older the car is, the less likely the value goes down the older it gets. I don't care how much.
It's tricky. It's real tricky because the same way we say that about Deshaun Watson and, Drew Brees got kind of scaled back a little bit on his contract. What are the Chiefs going to do to build around Patrick Mahomes for the next 10 years?
Well, okay, so it'll be released eventually. The exact breakdown of his contract. Yeah. So what helps that is the exact breakdown of his contract will show how much financial flexibility each year the team is going to have. Because, like we stated earlier, when he's making big money, he's a big salary cap hit for the team. So you don't have room to do something. But if you start paying him big signing bonuses every year and it's broken down in the contract, that's supposed to happen. Now you have more flexibility. Yeah. So basically what they're doing is just saying, look, he's our guy. He's going to be our guy for the next 10 years. We're going to take care of him, and we're going to do things to, fix it out or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting because Chris Jones, the best pass rusher, is already complaining, saying, listen, I'm not going to report until I get paid. He said he's going to sit out the whole season.
1,000%, and he deserves every dollar. And shout out to him if he has to sit out and do the Le'Veon Bell, because I'm with him. If he has to sit out, so be it. Like, you got to do what you got to do to get your bread. So shout out to him because the Chiefs are showing Mahomes the money. They're not showing Jones the money. That's the difference.
Yo, what was that new thing in the collective in the CBA where they was about sitting out? If you don't report, you don't get paid for the season.
I have to double check it and look because Marcus and I and Cameron got into it, but we really didn't deep into it when it came to that stuff. We were more talking about how the younger guys loved the deal, but the older guys didn't because they wanted to set precedent for the future. But the younger guys have the financials to say that type of stuff, and the younger guys didn't. So we didn't get into that, but I could look it up and then we'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll get back into that. We'll circle back.
But look, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully it's really a $500 million, which I don't think it's a $500 million deal, but shout out to him. He got a couple M's in his bank account. He's straight. He don't got nothing to worry about for the rest of his life. Him and his family going to be well off. Might as well buy a bunch of homes and cars and invest and own a soccer team. Who knows? Like Patrick Mahomes right now can do pretty much whatever the hell he wants. Marcus Mack, our next topic, we're going to get into the 2020 MLB schedule was released. And the four teams are going to play each other. Two teams are going to play each other is the Yankees and Nationals and the Giants and Dodgers.
Which so some of the highest paid teams in the league.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're going to showcase the talent. Very, very happy that Major League Baseball is back and it's going to start playing once again. But Marcus Mack, why don't you fill Nick in on how much you love our Commissioner Manfred?
Oh, that's my guy. You know, me and Megan are just like this.
Okay.
Hi, Meg. No, listen, man. Here's, everybody knows me and Commissioner Manfred. I'm saying I always got something to say about Commissioner Manfred, but I have so much respect for this man's business acumen, and not for nothing, his gangster is unprecedented.
Say it. You have to say it because you didn't say it the last time.
Because look, okay, I'm gonna tell you just a little back. Whoever listened to episode 61, the thing was when Commissioner Manfred came in and he said publicly, just pretty much letting you guys know, there was no way in the world that we was gonna ever agree to anything more than 60 games. Speculation talk over.
Oh my God.
Players dig this. I'm about to sun y'all like a sun. You hear me? I'm about to, listen, he really did that, man. He really did that. And not for nothing, it was really a greaseball move. Because why would you say that? Like publicly, why would you say that?
Nick, because he can, Nick, because he's a boss.
He's that guy.
Yo, I think Rob Manfred's from Brooklyn or something. You gotta be.
He bossed it. He's Robert De Niro. He's Al Pacino. He's Joe Pesci. He's Ray Liotta. He did everything you name it. Goodfellas, Al Capone, whatever you want to call him. He literally just bossed it and said, you guys are gonna play what I'm telling y'all to play, and whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, like he wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have said that during the negotiations, of course, but. That was pretty much what we was thinking the whole time. Listen, he's killing time because remember I told you, I said this in episode 50-something. I said, listen, Commissioner Manfred has already decided. They all sat down, him and all of the rich billionaires who invested into Major League Baseball. They sat down around the table somewhere. They said, listen, we gonna only let them play 60 games. And I want to make sure y'all understand that let them play. There was no way. Listen, they were killing time this entire time. They were playing chess. We're just going to back them down into a corner. They're going to want some money. They might not get their money, but they're going to want some money. So we're going to back them down into a corner. We said, remember, Emilio, what we said? They can fit 70 games into this time span.
We had multiple discussions with Sean Anderson, pitcher of the San Francisco Giants, and also Mike Schwarren, pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. Shout out to both of them. Their schedules got released, so they're going to be playing. But we had discussions with them, and they knew it too. They said the same thing. They were like, look, we could play more games. Major League Baseball is just dragging their feet. Now, just to let you know, Nick, I'm literally like a proud father watching his son making it right now because Marcus, with the enthusiasm and the love and support that he has for Commissioner Manfred sarcastically, I get so excited because you have no idea. When we started episode 1, he couldn't tell you who Commissioner Manfred was.
What? That's his boy now.
Yeah, I was really oblivious. I was oblivious to anything sports. other than, household names, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
No.
Mike
He
Trout.
knew Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant was from Brooklyn and he broke his Achilles. That was it. He didn't even know who Kevin Durant was.
I heard about the Brooklyn Nets move. I was like, who we got over there now? Oh, okay, say no more. Yeah, man, but definitely. I'm enjoying the journey because the journey with me now enjoying sports, it came with the journey to do this podcast. There was a lot of people that was asking for it, and Emilio was all for it. He said, "Man, let's do it." So the journey has been amazing, man.
So Nick, are you looking forward to seeing baseball?
Of course, man. Of course, it's interesting. A lot of guys is upset that we're playing. Mike Trout is their best player in baseball. It sounds like he doesn't want to play. So
I mean, he has a kid on the way, so that's totally understandable why he doesn't want to play. I get it. You don't want to pass that stuff along to anybody, and not to mention you got so many players that are testing positive for corona, and a lot of players without question. But did you see Nick and Marcus? Just to point out, this is a totally different sport. But did you just see how easily the NHL and their Players Association got together and they figured out a way to make it work with this whole COVID-19 situation? Why can't MLB figure this out? Like, why did it take?
Just for the record, everybody figured it out except for MLB. Everybody figured it out. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna throw this in there and I'm gonna let Nick talk. MLB did figure it out. What they figured out was how they're gonna get their point across and how they're gonna keep that bag without giving it to everybody else. That's what they did. Everybody else was more pro player, pro fan. MLB, Rob Manfred, and everyone else on the administration, they were pro-business. They were pro-money. We got to make sure we keep this bag secured. I don't care what the players want. I don't care what the fans is talking about. We're going to make sure that we cover this business. That's what it was about. They did figure it out, and that's what they figured out.
So, Nick, coming up soon, you got players' negotiations of MLB with the owners to come up with a new collective bargaining agreement. Do you think this is going to affect, do you think the Players Association is going to be more ruthless in negotiations because of this stunt that the owners and Rob Manfred pulled?
I mean, they'll try to be. They're going to try to get their point across. They're going to let everybody know that the fans come out to see them play. They don't care what Commissioner Manfred has to say, even though they should, because he is the commissioner. But at the end of the day, we as fans go out to see the players play, and they deserve to get paid, and which I agree with the players. And, due to certain circumstances that, we really don't have control over as a nation, as a world, we think they should get paid.
Now, Marcus, that was like a you're on your own type answer for Nick, because Nick didn't know that we're pro player on this show. We're always pro player.
Definitely
we always side with the players.
We just love messing with Rob Manfred because we know he's watching.
We always side with the players. So I'm so looking for baseball to start. It's going to start July 23rd, 24th, the weekend or that week or whatever it may be. I think it's the first startup date. Can't wait for it to start. So right now we're going to get into our sponsor, our promo. They've been with us since episode 1 all the way up to episode 62. ElCubanoSandwichShop.com. Use the promo code EAC and receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Enjoy a cafe con leche or that natural pre-workout shot of that Cuban coffee to start your day. Marcus Mack left a bunch of croquetas for you guys because he ain't been in a couple days, so you guys can ask for croquetas. Yo, make sure you use the EAC promo code to receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Once again, El Cubano Sandwich Shop or 954-906-5110. Remember, use the promo code EAC, and that's El Cubano Sandwich Shop in Coral Springs. So Marcus Mack and Nick, we're going to get into MLS is coming up. They're starting this week, July 8th. It's supposed to be the first games. They're down at the Bubble in Orlando. We've seen some of the pictures of some of the situations that they're going through. People are shouting them out on social media about how they're literally getting fry fest food almost in a sense, like it's so bad or whatever it may be. But now FC Dallas, who's a team, has pulled out of the actual MLS's back tournament because 10 players have tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, ugly.
That's 10 that they know of.
ugly.
Yeah, that's 10 of they. That's true. That's 10 of they know of. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because the way the group stages. This is exciting because this is literally like a World Cup right now. The way they're playing it. Normally, you have the whole season, then you get into the playoffs, blah blah blah. This is more what the rest of the world knows. You have a bunch of group stage games. You play the group stage games. The best teams out of those group stage then go into the knockout rounds. In this one game, you win all, and they go all the way to the final, and then you have a champion. That's beautiful. That's the way the rest of the world knows it. So the way they're playing right now is going to generate excitement. The key question is, are you going to be able to have 11 healthy guys play the whole damn tournament?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's praying for the best, man. Praying for the best right now.
I mean, I want to see it done because it's going to create the excitement. I think people are really going to get into watching this, not for nothing. North American soccer is growing. MLS has done their job. They're up to 27 teams. They got 3 new teams coming in soon, so that's going to get them up to 30 with even more expansion coming. So North American soccer is growing. It has the potential. You just got to be able to grab the fans. Some of the fans that Major League Baseball is losing, MLS is grabbing those fans, Nick and Marcus Mack.
Well, I like that you brought that up because how I look at it is not to beat on Manfred too much, but for the same reason, I will beat on Manfred. You look at Adam Silver, and you look at Goodell, and you look at all these other guys, and Goodell's been beat up over all this time. All this time, Goodell has been. What are you doing?
Well, hold on, wait, Nick, hold on, one second. So we got Adam Silver's up here. You got Goodell, and Manfred is off the freaking, like he's completely gone, like he's not even on the screen.
You know what? What about my man from the NHL, man?
Oh, Batman, yeah, I like Batman. Batman's cool, but like hockey is a North American sport. But in my opinion, and I gotta go get my Toronto Blue Jays hat, hockey's a Canadian sport. You know what I'm saying? So in all actuality, we have American teams, and shout out to all American teams, the Florida Panthers and all that type of stuff. You know, that's cool. But hockey's a Canadian sport. Oh, Canada, my home and native land, all that, you know, the true patriot love. Like you could live, I can sing the national anthem. Hockey is a Canada sport.
Yeah. True. All right, so we're gonna talk about it in the North American range.
Okay.
All right, the North American range, especially how I look at Adam Silver. There's never a question that he has his players back. There's never a question about that, which I very much respect. On the other hand, to the far right or to far left, however you look at it, Manfred.
He has his pocket. That's what he has the best interest of. And the administration's pockets. He has the business. That's what he's thinking about, the bottom line.
Unless you also know what the owners want. Because at the end of the day, the commissioner of all these leagues, they work for the owners.
Yeah, but the only one that don't care about working for the owners is Adam Silver. He don't give a shit.
Listen, we talking about a league, not to cut you, we talking about a league that's worth up towards $40 billion. Maybe more.
Well, yeah, if you assess all the teams, yes.
Right. So, you know, come on. We talking about these teams bring in individually in the 9-figure range. So, you know, there's no way, and I could never agree with it. But like I said, you know, they have the bottom line in mind. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted. Manfred is a litigation lawyer. He's always been in the law part of baseball. So he's going to do what's best for his clients. And at the end of the day, his clients are the owners. His clients aren't the players. The players are represented by the Players Association. And it's the Players Association's president's job to bring their case to him. So he doesn't really – they're a part of it. They're a part of the product. But to him, they aren't the product.
We've talked about this before. I asked Emilio and I've asked Cameron, do you think do you believe that baseball, Major League Baseball, is the conservative sport amongst the rest of the leagues?
I think the NFL is.
You think so?
Yeah, the NFL is, and I'm going to tell you why the NFL is. The NFL is because the minute you hit the NFL in the pockets, and so what you're seeing, what's going on with the Redskins, how the Nike's pulling the plug and FedEx is pulling the plug.
Oh, I love that.
That like literally like the NFL would just sit there and that's it. They'll give up real quick. They'll call it. They'll be like, nope, we can't lose sponsors. No way, no shape or form. You know, the minute sponsorship comes into play, that's the exact same thing that happened with Kaepernick. The minute the sponsors went to the league and was like, yo, we can't have this. Like, you guys need to figure this out about him kneeling for the national anthem and all the backlash that they were getting. Sponsors were going to the league and telling the league, like, yo, like, solve this immediately. We don't want this backlash because we represent a league. We don't want somebody disrespecting such and such and such. But they didn't have the narrative correct when that happened.
I mean, I want to go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
My beef with the NFL is they don't as Emilio touched on, they do what works for the bottom line. They don't actually do what they think is the morally right thing to do. So that's why they run into situations where Ray Rice and Kareem Hunt and Adrian Peterson beating his kid. Don't mean to beat an old horse, for lack of a better term. No pun intended, but they're not good for handling these situations. You hear about things happening in the NBA, and it's over. It's out of the news cycle. With the NFL, this season is the shortest out of all seasons, and we hear about the same case for about 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with what Nick just said. Nick hit it right on the head. I don't even have to elaborate on it. Honestly, Marcus Smack. But we're going to get into this topic, and this topic is going to finish the show off, Marcus, and you're going to close the show for us. Because the last time you closed the show, I was so hyped that I called you afterwards, and I was like, yo, you need to do this all the time. All the time. So we're going to get into our GOAT on this show. You know, we always shout him out. And shout out to Dana White. A couple episodes back, we talked about how John Oliver, comedian, was making fun of Dana White and saying that his Fight Island during a COVID-19 situation wasn't the best idea, and that if he really wanted to sell T-shirts and merchandise, maybe he should name it UFC, spelled SEA. So you know what the GOAT did? He trademarked UFC, SEA, and he is selling shirts, and he's giving it to John Oliver's favorite charity. Genius!
Big win. And I told him that was equivalent to when 50 trademarked the GU Not slogan that Game came out with when they had their little rap. You know what I'm saying? That was epic.
Nick and Marcus. Nick and Marcus. Dana White is untrollable. You cannot troll him
at all. I think me, Dana White, and Vince McMahon must have came from like the same pot somewhere. Yeah, definitely.
Genius. Marcus, it's genius. It is genius. He literally took something that somebody was trying to make fun of him, put a spin on it, mastered it, and then handed it right back to him. It was like, here, now buy the shirt because the shirt is going to support a great cause.
Definitely. And, you know, not for nothing, I think UFC, being that they're gonna be on an island, I think it's kind of dope. It's kind of dope.
Fire.
Listen, you can't refute that. It's irrefutable. The UFC is kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, big shout outs to Dana White. Big shout outs to John Oliver. He's coming out on the short end of the stick here, if you want to look at it that way. But, you know, his favorite charity will be donated to.
I'm looking so forward to watching that Fight Island fight, honestly. I know that mat is going to be hella hot. It's going to be so hot. That mat is going to be scorching. They're going to have to put, like, ice or air conditioner on the bottom of the mat because there's going to be flames on it. Their feet are going to be burning on that damn thing.
Yeah, they don't normally fight in those conditions. But like I said, you know, we showed the entire island on the last episode. You know, if you guys want to check it out, you could always see it on the UFC Instagram page or whatever. You can just Google it.
See it on our Instagram page. What the hell are you talking about?
It is
on
right?
Our Instagram page.
Yeah, we definitely put it up. And there's a training octagon on the beach. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be training, and they're gonna be accustomed to that. So that heat on the island and all that stuff. So, you know, big shout outs to Dana White, man. Big shout outs to the Bob Woodrow Foundation, who the funds will be going to. Big shout outs to Oliver, to John Oliver.
Shout out to the GOAT, Dana
White.
Dana.
Big Billy Go. You're bad.
Big Billy Go. Yes, Dana.
Yeah, man. It's one thing. It's one thing I love to see somebody capitalize on a dope situation. You know what I'm saying? And we'll definitely be talking more about everything UFC coming up on the next episode, you know. But we're going to wrap it up for today. My name is Marcus Mack. That's Emilio Colon. And that is Nick Warrick. We'd love to see you on the next episode if you're willing to come out. This is the EAC Show, episode 62. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, holler at us on Instagram. We out, y'all. See y'all next episode.
Speculation talk over.
Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC Show.